Hello, welcome to yet another cube draft. Interesting pack web. We have both Upheaval and Mind Twist in the same pack. Upheaval is obviously pretty good if you can draft around it, as is Mind Twist. Now everyone's gonna go Mana Acceleration anyway, so maybe Mind Twist is a bit better, but Mind Twist loses value, while Upheaval never does. So I think Upheaval is a better card here. Nothing real noteworthy outside of that. I mean, Mind Twist is better than Rakdos Return, so we definitely pick that over that. Given that we're going blue, am I color sorted? Yeah, okay. Other cards notable would be Riftbolt if you want to force mono reds, like it's the only red card here. Oracle of Mildaya and Eternal Witness are not really near the same power level in my opinion. Oracle is obviously fine, but Upheaval has to be the card. So what do you want with Upheaval? Cards like this, this. Given that it's blue, I think I want Muldrifter. Force of Will is obviously good, but its card disadvantage, so I'm not really a big fan of it. Jiraga 3 Speaker shoots Mana Acceleration, but again, bleh. Muldrifter, you know, 3 to draw 2 is always good, and it can be used in other things, plus it's blue. Force of Will forces you to have way too many blue cards in my opinion. Treachery, definitely a slam dunk. There's also Harmonize, but I don't think I can pass up a Treachery here. Harmonize is obviously good, Crucible is okay if you can get Strip Mine. Edict is the only black card, but it's a good one. Deck Faden, huh? Could also go for that, but I think Treachery is still better. There's not a lot of artifacts that you can steal with Deck Faden, not with Treachery, I think. Then we get a Ralzarek. I think that's the card I want here. Hedron Archive is obviously good, but Ralzarek is obviously way better. It's a permanent. It also gives you an extra mana, to be honest, and it can be splashed in this kind of deck. We get a Tameo and a Cloudskate. Has to be Tameo. Wow, man, what's up with this deck? Like, how many good blue cards are we getting? Rifting Cloudskate versus Tameo. It has to be Tameo. Definitely looking for more early game though, but in red we should get enough burn for it. And maybe we even go Kikijiki combo. Kikijiki, Splinter Twin, Deceiver Exarch. Like last cube showed me that it's actually in the cube, so given that we have Upheaval, I don't know which route we really want to go. We obviously want Mana Acceleration, but it's so high on everyone's priority list, which is understandable. Like the cards are just that good, and everyone's running Mana Acceleration, so you need to do the same. Which is why green is actually a-okay these days, because your Mana Acceleration is gonna be a bit more consistent than theirs. Like they have like 1 Mox and maybe 2 Signets and maybe a 4th one, but yours will be easier to get, like Llanowar Elves, Burst of Paradise, Noble Hierarch, the Red Shaman, not the Red Shaman Sex Files. There's Pestermite for the combo. There's also Firebolt and there's Source Splashers. I'm not sure if I really want Pestermite here. Source Splasher is obviously really good, as is Firebolt. I'm gonna go with the Swords. I think it's way better card. Signet allows us to have more consistent mana with the Ralzarek, plus its acceleration. As much as I love Incinerate, I think Signet here is better, and I can still go blue-white with a splash for red with a Signet now. Plus I need the Signets for Upheaval. Scalding Tarn versus the Remand. Ugh. Remand is obviously a really good card, but I think I need the Scalding Tarn given that I run a Ralzarek. So I'm gonna pick that one. I think Mana Fix here, with what I'm trying to do, is a bit more important. Given that we're gonna go 3 colors control-ish. Impulse Wheels, Riftbolt Wheels, and Sulphur Falls is there. Yeah, Sulphur Falls is a bit better. Like, Impulse is obviously good, but I think Sulphur Falls again. Now we already have 3 fix here. We are gonna want a Volcanic Island or Steam Vents. Or maybe even a Sacred Foundry or Plateau. and then this is fine. But this means we're gonna be white, blue, and a splash for red compared to blue, red with a splash to white. The way I'm drafting my fix, it's just that the other fix hasn't really come around. There's not a lot of red or white actually coming through, I think. Haven't really paid that much attention to it. Nothing that interesting. Like Enlightened Tutor is okay to get Treachery. Plus it's white, but that's about it. Like none of these other cards are even close to relevant. Enlightened Tutor, yeah, it gets Treachery. There's definitely other cards that I might be able to play. Unexpectedly Absent seems okay. I think it's better than Temple of Deceit. We're not gonna splash black, are we? Wow, this is even wheeling. We could also pick Thundermaw Hellkite. Basically, nah, I think we're already too heavy here. Manatite is definitely an okay card, although people will expect it from us. Flicker Wisp, sure. Firebolt wheeling, definitely taking that. Merciless Factory is pretty weak. I mean, Firebolt, it's in our splash, so maybe we don't play it. I'll put it here. The sideboard option. And I did something wrong here. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, whew, I did it. So we open Library of Alexandria. Definitely taking that. Just Cruise, Counterspell, one of those two wheeling I would want. Burst Lightning is fine. For the rest, not a lot of interesting cards. Maybe Wrath of God. But it has to be Library. The card is bonkers. Yeah, it really is. Here we have Jace Beleren, Plateau, which is okay. Is it Signet, which is also pretty good. I don't think any of these will wheel. And Jace draws me cards, but I think the Signet is a bit better for me. It fixes yet again. Plus it accelerates me. We could also go for Plateau. Nah, let's take the Signet and hope the Plateau wheels. Like, we're still playing the upheaval game, right? Oh, man. Definitely want this. I don't think I want any of the others. Like, I would take Anticipate, I would take Snapcaster Mage, but... has to be Volcanic here. And then our red fix is fine. We have 5 red fix at this point for 1 card. 2 cards if we want. And this still allows us to play white. I thought I'll play Flicker Wisp though. Flicker Wisp and Lightning Tutor, those two are very likely not gonna get played. So like this. But these two are good enough to play. Like Manatite is basically better Force Spike. They'll expect it from our deck anyway. Unless they have Force Spike themselves. Like we run blue, so we could definitely run counter. Source of Plowshares, Source of Plowshares. I would love to see my pick. Yeah, thank you. Trinket Mage doesn't really do anything for us. Luther Ukor is okay, but I think Fate's Fears is just better. It is still wide, but it's removal. There's also Flame Tongue Kavu. Nah, Fate's Fears is better. Plus it gains you life. There's Withered Wayfarer, which gets me Library. There's also Mox Diamond and the Force Spike itself. What's better? This does allow me to get Library. But then you get Library, you play Library. It only works on the draw. So it means 8 cards, play lands, play Withered Wayfarer, draw, use a Withered Wayfarer. Okay, that works. So I'm gonna go with a Wayfarer here. And if I get a Wasteland or a Strip Mine, I'm picking it up, given that I just picked up this card. It also allows me to get Scalding Tarn, use Fetch. And this can be used in conjunction, by the way. You fetch, in response to your own fetch, you Withered Wayfarer. It works. Journey to Nowhere is pretty strong, but I mean, it has to be Glen Landra. The card is a bit stronger, given that a lot of power cards in this format are going to be non-creatures. And we should be okay against creatures. With our setup. Maze of It, seems to be the better card here, given that I already have the Weathered Wayfarer. It's gonna be one of my cards here. Like, I'm not gonna consider it to be a land compared to a library, which does tap for mana. Base of it does not. Gruul Signet, yeah, it's there for mana acceleration, just for the red. I think Ral's Wreck is still good enough to actually keep it there. Like untapping Weathered Wayfarer for 2 things. Now I'm dealing 3 damage, and then eventually, you know, it is dread because you gain extra turns. So we do have 5 lands, 4 of them, so 14 cards. We need 9 more. So our last pick has to bring this deck together. Last pack has to bring this deck together again, which isn't gonna be that easy. How many counters? How many removal do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vidalcan Shackles has to be the pick here. Yeah, it's really good against creature decks. We still need a late game bomb, like a Sundering Titan, Mirror Battlesphere, which you just saw, Frost Titan, Meloku, maybe even White, although I'm not 100% sure about that. Counterspell Wheeling has to be picked over Red of God here. I mean, we do need a counterspell, and you know, to have the counterspell is still good. Mana Drain is still in the format, right? I haven't seen it like in all of my cubes, maybe once. Instants and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. Nah, it has to be the plateau. Again, it fixes, and it can be fetched with Scalding Tarn, so it does make my deck even more consistent. At this point we do not need a single mountain. We have 6 fix, and we already have 2 fix for white as well. And if we want, we can pick up a Clifftop Retreat here, which I think is better than the Searing Spear, so I'm gonna do so. Here it has to be the Looter Core. It's an okay card. It does allow you to fix your draw a little bit, and to, you know, it's something you want to do in control decks, that you often have cards that are for very specific situations, and you want to get rid of the trash. Lightning Helix is definitely a play. This is a card I'll definitely play. It kills a lot of creatures, it gains you life. Like, just the fact that you add Healing Salve and Lightning Bolt and makes it really good seems odd, right? Like, what if I had Lightning Bolt? I'd definitely play Lightning Bolt, but I don't. No finisher here either. There's Caracas, there's Siege Gang, which, given that it's my splash, I'm not really a big fan of. I do not have my own legendary that I want to Caracas so far. We do have Brago, but there's also Daze and Compulsive Research. I think Compulsive Research might be the pick, given that we're gonna play so many lands anyway, and then hope this wheels. Yeah, sure. Jace, yeah, definitely slamming Jace. Wouldn't mind Ancestral Visions, but you can't put up a Jace. Wormcoil Engine, again, really good card, but come on, look at this card, it's broken. There's Opposition, which we can't really do much with. There's Glacial Fortress, which I wouldn't mind seeing wheel, and Fire Rise, but I mean, I said I need a finisher such as Frost Titan, so I'm not gonna not pick Frost Titan. Yeah, it's coming together pretty nicely. Like, we have 21 cards, we need 2 more. Signet is not in my colors. Misty Rainforest is, as is Phyrexian Metamorph. I think Metamorph is the better card. I don't think I want this Signet, and I already have decent mana base. There's also Magma Jet, but I think Metamorph is just too good to pass up. So if we're up against creature decks, we can definitely bring in Firebolt and Chain Lightning. Even in Lightning Tutor, just to get Vidalcan Shackles against creature decks seems pretty good. Vidalcan Shackles, Face Feathers, Treachery. We actually have quite a nice targets for a Lightning Tutor. But yeah, at this point we have two really good late game cards. One being Upheaval, one being Frost Titan. Like finishers, that is. Like Upheaval just finishes the game if you have enough mana. And Frost Titan, you know, lock something down, like if your opponent is already running out of low on threats and you just slam Frost Titan, it's gonna end up pretty well for you. I guess this has to be the Banishing Light. Like Mana War is okay, Resonance Sport is okay, but Banishing Light, the fact that it's secondary Face Feathers, has to be the pick. So we have 23 cards here, given that I'm not counting Maze of It as a creature, as a land. So we'll play 18 lands. Yeah, so Banishing Light. How many creatures do I run? 6? Ooh, we get Elspeth. Definitely playing that card. Question is, what am I cutting for it? Then there's a Ponder and Spell Pierce and Electrolyze. Has to be Ponder, right? Given that my deck needs it. Or do I just play Spell Pierce? Nah, let's play Ponder, probably sideboard to Mana Tide. Bring it in some matchups. Like, they're gonna expect Force Spike and Spell Pierce from me anyway, so... And then we have one card too many because we picked up Elspeth. Yeah, you can't really let Elspeth go though. Like, maybe this card is gone, given that we have Banishing Light and Fate's Feathers. Given that it's not really removal, and it costs double. Like, the only other double at this point is Elspeth. In another color than blue. Like, blue is my main color. And I guess you can see that here. Solarian Academy, how good is that gonna be? Pretty weak. So there's the Seaver Exarch, which I don't really want, neither do I want this. I guess this one is the better one? Just bring it in against aggro, I guess. Wall of Omens is okay. There's also still Brago. Exile any number of thunder then return this kind of battlefield. Yeah. So it works with Muldrifter, it works with Fate's Feathers, Glenlendra resets. Yeah, I guess Brago is okay. Exalted Angel versus Motes. I'm gonna go with another finisher. Disenchant is a good sideboard card. Maybe even main deckable, to be honest. If this was Dismantling Blow, I would main deck it. Maybe I don't play Lightning Helix in the main deck. Yeah, I'm not gonna play Parallax Wave, so might as well. Lightning Strike is again an okay sideboard card against aggro decks or heavy creature decks. I don't think I'll be playing Brago in the main deck. Brimstone Volley, again, an okay burn. Outpost Siege. It's actually an okay card, but I think I'll cut it. We'll see. I mean, I am gonna go to deck construction. I don't think I want the Lightning Helix in the main deck, although I don't really have that much against creatures. So 7 lands. Let's put them to the side for now. Gotta keep in Maze of It. So these are 2 cards too much. I assume these 2 go like this. Let's see if there's another weakness here. So for creature removal we have this, 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 this. Yeah, that's fine. These are 3 drops if you want to. This deck looks awesome like this. Like, I don't think I need Auspicious Siege or Brago. Brago is a bit too fancy. Yes, it's 2/4. It does reset some cards, like it resets Treachery, it allows an extra trigger with Frostbite every turn. It's really good with Muldrifter. It works with Fate's Feathers, works with Banishing Light to reset it. Huh. But I think it's a bit too fancy. The same goes for Outpost Siege. Like if I'm running Outpost Siege and I get the extra card every turn, sure, that's nice. But don't think I necessarily need it. So I think I just want to run like this. And then run, obviously, these lands. So if we sort by color and then see what we have of fix. So these are reds. This is basically every color. This is red fix, and this is just blue, and this is this again. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue cards and 1, 2, 3 white cards. We're not gonna play Basic Mountain. We have 1, 2, 3 white, so it might make it 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. 6, 11 seems fine. I mean, we also have the EZ Signet, so we have plenty of blue. But given that I'm gonna be able to operate on 1 white anyway outside of Elspeth and Exalted Angel, plus you know we have enough fix, I think, or consistency in our deck, then I'm gonna submit this and see you guys in round 1.